All right, so let's dive into this whole electronic equipment assembler interview prep thing.
Sounds good.
If you're gearing up for one of these interviews,
Yeah.
we're going to try to give you a little bit of help using RoleCatcher.
Mm.
They've got some good resources, like a career guide,
Yeah.
an interview guide,
That's great.
and even some AI stuff that we'll talk about.
Really interesting stuff.
So yeah, consider this like your cheat sheet
Okay.
to not just what they'll ask you in these interviews,
Mm.
but how to really kind of nail the answers.
I like it.
Before we get into all that,
Yeah.
let's just take a step back and think about what an electronic equipment assembler even does.
Right. It's a great place to start.
You know, it's more than just putting pieces together.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to be working from blueprints. You're going to be wiring stuff up, doing quality checks, maybe even troubleshooting some things.
It's a very hands-on role,
Yeah.
but it's also a very detail-oriented role.
Right.
We have to be very meticulous and careful.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide actually paints a really good picture of this.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a manufacturing setting, maybe a clean room.
It can be pretty demanding,
Yeah.
physically demanding,
Yeah.
but it's also a field that offers a lot of stability.
Right. And there are opportunities to specialize later on in your career.
Yeah, you can really build a career out of this.
That's one of the things I thought was really interesting about the career guide,
Oh, yeah.
is that they actually list out a bunch of areas that you could focus on as you kind of progress.
So it gives you a good sense of the possibilities.
Right, like where can you go from here
Just exactly.
once you get this entry-level job?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay,
Yeah.
let's jump into some of these interview questions.
Right, let's do it.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers to the specific job you're applying for.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more later.
Okay.
But first, let's talk about the general approach to these questions.
So the first one is, describe your previous experience in electronic equipment assembly.
All right, pretty straightforward.
But what if you don't have any direct experience?
Well, that's where transferable skills come in.
Okay.
Have you tinkered with electronics as a hobby?
Like just in your free time?
Yeah, like did you build your own computer or maybe you fixed a broken game console or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you could even just say, like, you fixed a broken headphone cable. Not that thing.
It doesn't have to be super complicated.
Yeah.
But the point is, those experiences show that you have valuable skills,
Mm-hmm.
like problem-solving dexterity and the ability to follow instructions.
So you're kind of showing them that you've already been thinking this way,
Exactly.
even if it's not in like a professional capacity.
Yeah, and instead of saying, I don't have any experience,
Okay.
you could say something like, while my professional background isn't directly in assembly, I've always been passionate about electronics.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you launch into a captivating story about your hobby projects.
Right, like how you took apart your dad's old
Yeah.
radio when you were a kid.
Or something.
Yeah.
And be prepared for follow-up questions, too.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
They might ask you to elaborate on the specific challenges you faced.
Right.
Or decisions you made during those projects.
Yeah, and the key here is to really show them how your past experiences have prepared you for the demands of this role.
Exactly. Even if those experiences aren't directly related to the job.
Okay, so next question is,
Right.
how would you ensure the quality of the electronic equipment you are assembling?
That's a good one.
This one feels pretty straightforward,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a chance to really stand out.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Well, here's where you really want to show them that you understand quality control processes. And don't just list the procedures, explain why they matter.
Okay.
For example, you could say, I understand that even a tiny error in assembly could have major consequences for the functionality and safety of the equipment.
Right. It's not just about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that what you're building has a real impact
Exactly.
on people's lives, potentially.
Exactly.
So then after you say that,
Mm-hmm.
you could talk about some specific steps you'd take.
Yeah, like double-checking connections,
All right.
using testing equipment,
Hmm.
and, of course, carefully following the provided instructions.
And don't forget about documentation,
Oh, that's a good one.
like how you would keep track of your work log, any issues, make sure everything's properly recorded.
Yeah, all of that's really important for quality assurance. Welcome back. All right, so we're going to keep diving deeper into some of these interview questions.
Yeah, let's get right back into it.
That could pop up during your electronic equipment assembler interview.
Okay?
And again, preparation is key
Right.
to
Yeah.
feeling confident and showcasing all your abilities.
So this next one is about staying up to date
Oh, yeah.
in the
Oh,
field.
this is a good one.
Like they might ask, how do you stay up to date on the latest advancements and technologies in electronic assembly?
It's a great question.
So how would you answer that?
Well, this is a great opportunity to show your passion for the field
Hmm.
and your commitment to continuous learning.
Okay.
You could mention industry publications, online resources, courses you've taken to stay informed.
Oh, yeah, like those free courses you see online sometimes? Or
Exactly.
Coursera or something?
Yeah, or you could even mention specific advancements that you find exciting,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
like the rise of surface mount technology or the increasing use of robotics in assembly processes.
It shows that you're not just interested in the job, but you're engaged with the broader industry trends.
Right, you're thinking about the future of the field.
I like that.
And don't forget about networking.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Attending industry events or joining professional organizations can also give you valuable insights
Hmm.
and connect you with other professionals.
Awesome. Okay, so let's say they ask you,
Oh, okay.
describe a time you had to work as part of a team to assemble a complex piece of electronic equipment.
Teamwork is crucial in this role.
Right.
You're almost never going to be working in isolation.
So how do you even begin to answer this one?
Well, think about a specific project where you had to work effectively as part of a team.
Okay.
Maybe you had to coordinate tasks, share expertise, or resolve conflicts.
Right.
The key here is to demonstrate your communication skills,
Hmm.
your ability to collaborate, and your understanding of how important teamwork is.
Not a one-person show?
Not at all.
Right.
And be prepared for follow-up questions, too.
Like what?
They might ask about your specific role in the team or how you handle disagreements.
So have some specific examples ready.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, let's talk about safety for a second.
Really important topic.
Yeah, because they could totally ask you about it in the interview. Like, what safety precautions do you take when working with electronic equipment?
And this is where you can show them that you know about industry safety standards.
Okay.
And that you're committed to maintaining a safe work environment.
So what would you say?
Well, I'd mention the importance of wearing appropriate PPE, like safety glasses.
Right.
ESD-safe wrist straps.
That's important.
Yeah, you could also talk about procedures for handling hazardous materials,
Okay.
proper tool usage, the importance of following lockout procedures to prevent electrical shocks.
All that important stuff.
And don't forget to mention how important it is to keep your workspace clean and organized.
Right, a clean workspace is a safe workspace.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a bit.
Okay.
And talk about RoleCatcher's AI platform.
All right.
One of the things I thought was super cool was their Career Compass feature.
I love that feature.
It's like a roadmap for your growth in this field.
Exactly. It shows you potential career paths, skills you need to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Even related roles you might not have even thought about before.
It's cool how it shows you could start as an assembler,
Yeah.
but then move up to a technician role
Uh-huh.
or even a supervisory position.
You can really see the possibilities.
Yeah, and I like how it helps you visualize your future in the field.
Yeah.
It's not just about landing the job, it's about planning your whole career.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's AI can also help you tailor your answers to specific jobs.
Oh, really?
You can put in the job description and your answers,
Okay.
and the AI will analyze them and tell you how relevant and clear they are.
So it's like having personalized feedback.
Exactly.
It can help you identify areas where you need to improve
Uh-huh.
or provide more specific examples.
And it can even suggest ways to use keywords from the job description in your responses.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, it can help your resume get noticed by those applicant tracking systems.
Okay, so let's get back to those interview questions.
Sounds good.
Here's a classic one. What are your strengths and weaknesses as an electronic equipment assembler?
This one can feel a little personal,
Right.
but it's also a chance to show self-awareness
Okay.
and that you're committed to growing professionally.
How do you recommend approaching this one?
Well, when you're talking about your strengths,
Mhm.
focus on skills that are directly related to the role.
Okay.
Like attention to detail, dexterity, problem-solving abilities.
Like so.
And then when you talk about weaknesses,
Yeah.
choose something that you're actively working on to improve.
Okay.
You could say something like, I'm always trying to learn about the latest technologies,
Yeah.
or I'm working on becoming more proficient with a particular software program.
Yeah.
The key is to frame it as a learning opportunity, not a limitation.
Hmm.
And be prepared to talk about the specific steps you're taking.
To address the weakness.
Exactly.
All right, one more before we wrap up part 2.
Okay, shoot.
They always ask this, why are you interested in this role at our company?
This is where you have to do your homework.
Yeah, research the company beforehand.
Absolutely. Understand their mission, their values, their products, their culture.
And what do you do with that information once you have it?
Well, you can mention something specific that you like about the company. like their focus on innovation.
Or their commitment to sustainability.
Exactly. And then you connect those things to your own values and goals.
I see.
And explain why you think this specific job is a good fit for you.
All right, cool. So we're going to wrap up part 2 here,
Okay.
and we'll be back for part 3 soon to finish up this deep dive.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
Okay, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive on how to just crush it in your electronic equipment assembler interview.
That's right. We've talked about so much.
Yeah.
Everything from what the job actually is to tackling all those tough questions they throw at you.
Yeah, and we've also spent some time on RoleCatcher and their resources.
Really good stuff in there.
Yeah, and how they can help you through this whole process.
From researching the company to getting feedback on your answers with their AI platform.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It is.
So let's talk about this question.
Okay.
That usually pops up towards the end of an interview when they say, do you have any questions for us?
Oh, yeah.
Now, a lot of people, I think, are tempted to just say, nope, I think you've covered everything.
Right.
But
you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that.
No, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a chance to show that you're really interested and that you've been paying attention to what they've been saying.
So what are some good questions that we could ask?
You could ask about the company culture, their plans for growth or professional development opportunities.
So you're kind of thinking long-term.
Exactly. You're showing them that you're not just looking for a job, you're looking for a career.
Right. You're invested.
You're invested.
Yeah.
You could also ask about projects or challenges the team is facing.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. That shows that you're ready to contribute.
And you're thinking about how your skills can benefit them.
Right.
I like that.
And you can always ask about the next steps in the hiring process.
Oh, yeah. That's a good practical one.
Yeah. It shows that you're proactive and excited about the opportunity.
Okay, so as we wrap up this whole deep dive, let's recap some key takeaways.
Okay.
First, remember that even if you don't have direct experience as an electronic equipment assembler, you can still highlight those transferable skills.
From hobbies, projects, previous jobs, anything like that.
It's all about how you frame it.
Exactly.
And then when you're answering those behavioral questions, like, tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a problem.
Yeah.
Use that STAR method.
Situation, task, action, result.
Yeah, it just helps you tell a good story.
And keep it concise.
Right.
Which is important.
Okay, second, don't underestimate the importance of knowing the technical stuff.
Yes, this is key.
You got to brush up on those soldering techniques. Familiarize yourself with the different components and be ready to explain it all.
Clearly and simply.
Yeah, don't get too bogged down in jargon.
Exactly.
And third, research the company.
Absolutely.
You want to understand their mission, their values, their products, all that good stuff.
It helps you tailor your answers.
Right, and it just shows that you're genuinely interested.
Exactly.
And finally, don't forget about RoleCatcher.
Oh, yeah, they're a great resource.
Yeah, their career guide has so much valuable information.
And their AI platform can help you fine-tune your answers.
And get that personalized feedback.
Like having a career coach right in your pocket.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it means you're not just prepared for this interview, you're empowered.
To rock your whole electronic equipment assembler journey.
Exactly. You got this.
Yeah, you've got the knowledge, the tools, the confidence to go after what you want.
That's right.
And hey, even if you don't get this particular job, all this preparation is going to help you in the future.
Absolutely. The skills you're learning will be valuable for any career.
And one last thought before we go.
Okay.
Don't forget to send that thank you note.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
After the interview.
It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference.
Shows that you're appreciative and keeps you top of mind.
Exactly.
All right. So that's it for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, it was.
To everyone listening out there, good luck with your interviews.
You got this.
And happy assembling.
Happy assembling.